You know, sometimes when you teach high school kids, you learn some hardship stories. And these kids all have a way of getting into your heart, even the ones that you want to, you know, strangle sometimes. By the end of the year, they're all your kids. And I've had a few over the years that have really stayed in my heart. And I had one named Kenny, and he wasn't a straight A student, you know, attendance was a problem, but boy, I drug him across the finish line, and he was going to graduate. And I said, Kenny, I'm so proud of you. You're going to graduate. You're going to have your diploma. He goes, well, I ain't going. What do you mean you're not going? He goes, I don't have anybody to see me graduate. My daddy's in jail. My mom won't show up. I said, Kenny, I'm going to be there. I want to see you go across that stage. He goes, well, I don't have clothes. I said, we're going to fix you up. So he had some black slacks and some black tennis shoes. I got a white shirt from my husband and a tie. Picked out one of my favorite ties. It was like a purple and beigey, you know, gray tie. And I found him before graduation. I was in charge of graduation that year. I was senior class sponsor. And when I was lining all the students up, I got to Kenny and I put that tie on his neck, helped him tie it. And I wish you could see his face. He was beaming. I don't think he'd ever had a tie on in his life. And he walked across that stage, and let me tell you, I was standing up and screaming and whooping and hollering for him and clapping. My husband was too. He was there. And when it was over with, we were out on the football field, and when it was over with, all the kids were, you know, breaking up, finding their families and all that. My husband and I were leaving. I heard him calling me. I heard my name being called, you know, and it's Kenny. And he comes running over there, and he's got that tie in his hand, and he gives it to my husband, you know, thank you so much for letting me borrow this. And because we'd already told him he could have the shirt. And my husband handed it back to him, and he goes, now you wear that to your first job interview. It's yours. And I want you to know that kid teared up. I don't think he'd ever had anybody, especially a man, show belief in him. So those are the stories that make teaching really worthwhile.